don't know. I don't know, you don't know, we don't know. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is here. I don't know. Hey lads and lasses, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new here, hey, I'm Ncl.painting. If you're not new here, welcome back, y'all. Welcome back. I am fresh off of work, and if I look tired, it's because I am. And allergies is kicking my ass right now, and I've been so busy. Plus also my ring light broke, so I wasn't able to make videos for you guys, but it's a good thing that I held out, because his story time, y'all, this story time, yeah. But without further ado, we're going to get into the debauchery and get this story on the road. Yeah, I'm gonna start rolling up, respectfully, babes. As I said, today has been a day. I probably rolled 2 slips. That's the kind of day I had. Because the only thing that will stop me from smoking this bud is me. I'm left to wonder. I let this go on. Also, a PSA. This is a story time of mine. I feel like to talk about it because I went through it. And there's always 2 sides of the story. This is just my side. Context low-key giving out, but we're going to low-key be speeding through this before they give all the way out. For those who know me in person, who knows me with my glasses, yes, babes, she can see without her glasses now. Ain't it nice?
Ooh, wow.
But yeah, anyways, today I'm going to be trying like a Christmas look, and keyword on trying, like I'm going to attempt. And I've been so busy, I haven't even invested in any new makeup, but I'm gonna be doing that going forward because I like doing this for you guys. But yeah, so this story time is going to be about a roommate / friendship fallout. Yeah, this story had a long time coming, but then it was a good thing that I waited, because after I waited I found out so much more things that is so insane to me, and it just, I have no words. And a quick PSA, this is a story time about something that happened to me, and I feel like to share with you lots because, you know, shits and gigs, because at the end of the day, it's night.
At the end of the day gotta end.
What can you do about it? You know, just move on. But I'm also mainly making this because I'm tired of talking about the situation, and I'm tired of people asking me about this person and this situation, like what happens. So when I make this, anybody that asks, I'm sending them this video. Yeah, because I am done talking about it. I'm tired. Let's move on. Let's get into it. Y'all gonna know today. Okay. As I said, I put a lot, like a shit ton of primer on my face. I'm gonna be looking over here like a majority of the time. Oh my god, this chair. Yep. Now that we're primed like Optimus. So let's start out with a name. Let's call her Rachel, right? So me and Rachel met at work, at the job I currently work at. And I got this job during the summer, like, what, 2 years ago? And I think I did too much foundation already. It's okay. Out of everybody, like, everybody was cool and everything, but me and Rachel just, like, clicked. We mainly also clicked over this video that we found so freaking hilarious. And it luckily plays a significant part because that's how we got our nicknames for each other.
Speaking of vatos, flaco, I'm still holding it down for you, boo.
If I look orange and if I look like a clown, it's because my contacts are giving out, okay? Okay, give me grace. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, so anyways, we got really close to the point where like everybody at work noticed and was just there like, oh yeah, like the best friends asked this one this, vice versa, you know? So we got close to the point where like it would extend outside of work. Like we'll go out to eat by ourselves without like other co-workers. We'll hang out like on our day offs, we'll plan stuff, we'll FaceTime all the time, like text. And close to the point where it's like, you know, like when you and your friends go out and they'd be like, oh, I got you and you don't gotta pay. Like that was us. And that's just me with all my friends. Once I fuck with you, I fuck with you. If I say I got you, I got you. Period. I don't know if that did anything, but I'm going to gaslight myself that I did. I feel like I've did so much and spoke so little. As we were close, I remember one time she FaceTimed me. No, she called me and she's like, oh, do you want to come to this party in Harlem with me? And I was like, babes, it's 10 at night. No, I'm not going to Harlem right now. I live mad deep from Harlem. Harlem is not seeing me right now. Harlem just saw me. So I was like, you know, but I do want you to be safe if you decide to go. Like send me your location or something, or like just text me throughout, right? So at this party she met a guy, and that guy over time ended up becoming her boyfriend, right? So after she got a boyfriend, and I understand, prioritize your man, I don't give a fuck, babes, but at the same time it's like, if you plan something, cancel it, you know? So she, like, we would see each other in passing sometimes because I work nights, she worked, you know, I keep on saying she, Rachel. Jesus, I'm giving this girl a nickname. She doesn't even deserve a name. That's probably why I can't remember.
And no shade.
So, Rachel, remember, I mainly work nights, Rachel mainly worked mornings, right? So sometimes we'll see each other in passings, and only on like certain occasions it would, you know, be vice versa. Like the small time span that we had would be to like, hey, do you want to go out to eat? Like, let's go out to eat after this. I'd be like, yeah, like I'm down. So mind you, after she met her boyfriend, it's like she would do certain things. Like, this is why I don't do videos while I'm high anymore. We'll plan to go out to eat after work, and sometimes I'll be waiting for hours just for her to plan something with her man, like hours into me waiting, and then tell me last minute. And then I gotta freaking go home after like waiting for probably like 4 hours. And I'm like, girl, you knew you was going to eat with him and you're canceling now? Because sometimes she'd be like, oh yeah, like we spoke like 3 hours ago, or like we spoke like 2 hours ago and we decided we're gonna go out to eat. And I'm like, girl, you couldn't tell me that 2 hours ago? But alright. So there's also someone else that is not really in the story a lot, but she's significant because there's another co-worker of ours, right? And let's call her Monica, since we're using the names from Friends. Monica. So all three of us work together, right? And one time we were going somewhere, me, Rachel, and Monica, right? So Rachel was complaining about, you know, her living situation because she was living with her ex at the time. And Monica was like, girl, you want an apartment? Like, I got an apartment that I don't be in because I just be with my man all the time. Like, if you want to rent it, I can talk to my roommate to see if you can have it. And that's how Rachel got this apartment, right? Through Monica, right? Keep that in mind. So, being the close friends that we were at the time, you know, we talk about a lot, and I've spoken to her on multiple occasions about how I'm saving up to move out, how I'm looking for, you know, apartments, yada yada yada, right? So, she knew, and she knew that about me. So, when her other roommate at the time decided to move out, they needed somebody to, you know, take the spot. So I was the first person she called, right? So she was like, oh, do you have enough saved? Because my roommate is moving out and we need a new roommate. If you want it, it's yours. You just let me know. And I was like, girl, what kind of question is that? Of course I want it. Please and thank moi. So the next day, I think we worked together. I don't remember. But I think the next day we had spoke about how much I would have to pay in rent and, you know, just essentials, like stuff I need to know about the apartment and such before I move in. So one thing I really wanted to know was, how big was this room? Because I was like, babes, I have a lot of shit. How big is the room? Because I was over, but at this time it was like August, and I came over her house in December of the year prior, right? So she kept on delaying it and postponing it. She was like, oh, like, I gotta clean up, or like, you know how the room looks, you was just there. I'm like, girl, I was there December. I don't even remember what I had that day to eat. And I was just there like, I don't care if it's messy. I'm not there to judge you. I'm just there to see the portion size, to see if I can bring everything that I have, or if I have to bring some, like, leave some stuff at my mom's house. That's it. But then it kept on delaying, and I'm like, oh my god, girl. So she finally ended up showing me the room, and I was like, yo, this is all that you had to do. Because when I saw it, I was there like, this is so much bigger than what I remembered. Because I remembered this small, like, tiny box of a room for some reason in my mind. And I'm like, oh, did I smoke that day? I think I did smoke that day. I think that's probably why I remember it like that. I don't know. Some people at work knew. So they was like, oh, like, that's so cute. You guys are like best friends and now you're living together, blah, blah, blah. So I was like, yeah, period. So he was like, oh yeah, it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be like a sleepover kind of vibe. You know? Or like, it's just gonna be so fun because your best friend is moving in with you, right? But here's the catch. I was like, oh, like, my man's is gonna be moving in too because we want to pay less rent. So is that cool with you? I was like, girl, in this economy, you can move in him and your dogs or something. Move everybody in at this point. If it makes the rent go lower, move in grandma too. After a while, we all start, not after a while, it was after a while, because honestly, I took so long to like move in because I had to basically finish packing, figuring out what I'm bringing, what I'm not bringing, get a U-Haul, get somebody to drive the U-Haul. I even paid rent and I didn't move in yet. And plus my bed wasn't even delivered yet. So yeah. So with her man moving in, she had asked for the room next to me because she had claimed that it was the bigger room. So she's like, oh, like, we would love to give you that room, but since it's two of us, I feel like it would be like better to like accommodate than this one. And I was like, yeah, that makes sense. Like, why not just have it? After living together for a while, everything was going good. Everything was hunky-dory. There was a few hiccups. I'm not even gonna lie, but you know, I like to give people the benefit of a doubt, and that's my fucking problem. You know, I like to give benefit of a doubt where it should not be given. After a while, they started moving like they was the only ones living on this floor. Mind you, we live in a duplex. But yeah, and then I thought it was just up here that they were doing it, but then they started, you know, moving. Like, they was living in the whole apartment alone. Like, me and my other roommate didn't exist, as to what I was thinking. But yeah, at a certain point in time, they started to be inconsiderate with a lot of things that they were doing towards me and towards my other roommate. But it's also like low-key mainly me, because girl, we are sharing the floor. So when I had moved in also, and I'm going to say this because this is going to double back, when I have moved in, I was buying my own toiletries and stuff like that, and you know, I would like bring my own, or like, excuse me, when I came in, she was like, oh, like, you can use ours if you want, or like, you don't have to buy toiletries, like my man's work at this store, he'll just get it for us, like you don't even have to worry about that. But you know, from time to time, I'm like, I'm not going to make you buy it all the time. I would like buy it and then replace it, right? Right, so it was like a co-roommate living situation. You buy, I buy, whatever the case, right? Right, keep that in mind. So they started being inconsiderate, and then it was just there, like, I was giving the benefit of a doubt, because I'm like, I know you're not doing it on purpose. You just, you know, you happy to live with your man, and period. But girl, at the same time, at the end of the day, that was my friend. So I gave the benefit of a doubt. I looked past it, and you know, whenever I just saw it, I would like, you know, joke about it, be there like, you know, yeah, like when you guys spend so long in the shower, ha ha ha. And you know, she was like, I'm sorry, this and that. I was like, nah, it's good, but you know, gotta pee sometimes. So it got to a point where we started seeing each other less. Like, we lived in the same house, but we wouldn't see each other like that. We'd only see each other at work in like passing, and probably if we worked a shift together, but she would be like close to leaving and I'll be like just getting there. And it continued like that for a while, until I think Halloween had rolled around. Was it Halloween? Yes. Was it? Yeah, it was. Halloween was coming up. I don't know what I'm doing, but it's okay. It is completely fine. Yeah, so Halloween was coming up, and she was telling me about the movie Us, and how they watched it and it was scary. And I was like, she was like, oh, we should watch it. Like, we should have like a Halloween marathon and just watch it. And I'm like, girl, I don't do scary movies like that. Like, respectfully. And she's like, nah, like, let's do it. And I'm like, girl, let's watch like Nightmare Before Christmas or something. I don't know. She was just say like, nah, like, come on, like, let's just do it. And I'm just like, all right, bro, let's do this movie night. I don't do scary movies, but let's do it. But we doing it in the daytime though, and we did. So we waited. Also, my crease is so long.
Pause.
I think my face is just shiny. That's it. But yeah. So we get home and we get settled in. We started to debrief about work and just our days. And as the movie was about to start, and you know the first scene, like if you've ever seen the movie, where they're on the pier walking with the little girl and stuff like that. I kid you not. It got until I think the little girl went into like a fun house or some shit like that, and then she heard like footsteps and a creak on the steps, and her man was coming home. Sis got up. Sis said, I'm gonna talk to you later. My man's home. I was like, oh, okay, cool. And then I just changed it, and then I just fucking watched something else. And then I think the next day she was like, oh, like, let's do another movie night. And I'm like, girl, no. She's like, come on, like, let's finish our Halloween marathon. This is so clumpy. And it's irking my soul. Like, unclump. Thank you. Jesus. But I was like, girl, I'm not about to watch a movie, so before it starts, you can, like, leave me for your mans again. She was like, well, you have to understand, he's the one that's fucking me, not you.
Well,
And I was like, oh.
Wait a damn minute.
So go watch a movie with that nigga. Like, why you, like, bro. Go watch a movie with him then. It never gave. But yeah, I was like, oh, that's wild to come out your mouth. But, you know, I digress. So, excuse me, after that, I think we did, down the line, ended up watching Casper, because I've never watched Casper before. Still have never watched Casper, because I fell asleep. After that, we just still kept on seeing each other less, especially since she had gotten a promotion at work, right? It's a little cute. Hold on. Yeah, it went to seeing each other less and, like, also talking less. We won't even see each other at home that much. We'll see each other, like, only in passing. And it got to a point where it went, like, no contact. And we also didn't see each other at home at all, if that makes sense. I hope it does. So from time to time, me and my roommate downstairs will not see them. And cool, you want to be alone in your space, great. But we wouldn't know if they're here or not unless we hear, like, them walking up and down in the room. So I sent her a text and I was like, hey, like, did I do something to you? Like, what's up? Why are we not talking? And she basically just chopped it up to, oh, you know, like, I got the new promotion at work, like, I'm just so tired and I'm so stressed because all of this, and then, like, I just thought you didn't want to talk to me, so yeah. And I was like, girl, why would I not want to talk to you? Like, when did I ever give that impression? But she was like, yeah, like, I don't know, like, I just felt like you was going through things too, so, like, I just felt like you didn't want to talk to me or some shit like that. But I was like, oh, like, I never said I never wanted to talk to you. Like, I just wanted to know if I did something to you because I'm feeling bad because we're not talking. And she was like, yeah, like, my fault, whatever the case is. So then we started talking again and started, you know, we was never not cool, but, you know, started being cool again, seeing each other a little bit more, I would say that. After that, I had went to Jamaica, and she and her boyfriend went to her family for the holidays. So she had told me, well, she sent me a picture and her mans had proposed. And I was like, period, girl, as you've been waiting for, period. As I got back, everything was still good. I was here for a while by myself because they were still, like, all of my roommates were still on holiday. But things was good, and then after a while we started to go into contact again. And I was like, okay, let me see, like, if she's gonna reach out or whatever the case is, because I am not seeing you to even talk to you. I don't even know if you're here to even, like, have a conversation with you in person or whatever the case. I was like, oh, like, let me see if she's going to reach out since we went no contact again. And I waited and waited and waited.
One eternity later.
Nothing. We didn't say well, she didn't say anything, and once again we would only see each other in passing, and it would be there like a hey, what's up, here and there, but we wouldn't, like, stand around anymore and, like, have long conversations or anything like that unless my other roommate was present. Then they will kind of, like, linger around and, like, have conversations. And I was like, okay. So after that, it got to a point where it was like since we weren't seeing each other and since we weren't talking, it was time to, like, you know, act like I'm the bad guy. But no, there was this one hiccup, right, where they would constantly slam the door, right? And it could be a draft in the room or whatever the case is, but it's like, if you know there's a draft in your room that slams your door and you know other people is probably sleeping at 7 o'clock, close the door lightly or have some consideration when closing the door. Yeah. But their door would constantly slam, and it would slam so hard sometimes that it would wake me up out of my sleep. And man, I would be pissed. Now mind you, at this time we're still no contact, we don't really talk, we don't even see each other. Their door would slam so profusely and wake me up at all times of the day when I did not need to be up. I would be so ticked off, and I would like ask my roommate downstairs because I wanted to see if I was bugging. I was like, are you hearing this too? Like, this loud ass slam? And she's like, yeah. And I'm like, okay, cool. And then I remember it got to a point one time, it slammed so hard, I legit jumped out of my sleep, like sat up straight. And I was like, excuse me. And I was so fucking upset. I like screamed out. I was like, are you fucking kidding me? When it first happened, I texted her and I was like, hey, can you guys please try to like close the door quietly when you're leaving? Or like just try to close the door more quietly. And she left it on red and did not respond. So I was like, okay, cool. So they stopped. But then after a while, it went back to slamming. And I'm like, bro. And that's when I got upset. And I was like, bro, are you fucking kidding me? Because why are you waking me out of my sleep from slamming your door so hard so early in the morning? So I had texted my roommate and I was just there like, bro, like, do you not hear this? And she was like, bro, at this point I feel like you should just confront them. And I was like, you know what, you are absolutely right. But they went home. So I texted in the group chat and I was like, nah, deadass, what's up with the slamming of the door? Like, what is the vibe? My roommate is like, you just went full confrontation. I'm like, girl, yes, because I'm tired of waking up before my time to go to work. Like, now I can't go back to sleep. And now since I'm tight, we all gonna be tight.
I didn't get no sleep because of y'all. Y'all not gonna get no sleep because of me.
And then, but neither of them responded because they never responded in that group chat. Like, after we went no contact, both of them just went silent. It's like my ass like a drum. Boom. I don't know how this looking. It's looking like a clown, but it's okay. After a while, they wouldn't respond to anything in our original group chat unless we sent something. Well, my roommate sent something about the rent or whatever the case is. So I did not know what was happening with these people. I did not know anything about what they were doing. If it was anyone to know, it was my roommate downstairs. So, mind you, let's backtrack. I'm supposed to be her best friend, right? So tell me why. I think I came back from holiday. Everybody's coming up to me and asking me like, hey, did you hear so-and-so is planning Rachel's bridal shower? And I was like, what? They was like, yeah, aren't you her best friend? Aren't you supposed to be planning it?
Ain't that your friend? Ain't that your friend?
And I was like, well, clearly not, because what is going on? And when I talked to her about it, she was like, oh, you weren't even going to do anything for my bridal shower. Like, I was like, what if I was and it was a surprise? She's like, oh, like, come on, like, I knew you wasn't going to do anything and it's like not that big of a deal. I was like, I was going to do something, but then I cancelled it because I know how you are. I would plan this, I would put all this effort, invite all these people, pay for it, and then you would then be there like, oh, I'm going to make my man sell you back for all the stuff I just planned for you out of the generosity of my heart. And she was like, yeah, you're right. I was like, so why would I? So she was like, but it's okay, like just come to this one. I was like, I will not actually. I will not be attending. She's like, just for me? I was like, girl, no, I will not be attending. I was like, if it's anything, I'll do my original idea, invite who I want there and who you would want there, and we'll go from there. And she was like, oh, okay, but still, like, can you just come to this one with me? I was like, no, I'm sorry. So, mind you, my best friends from high school, I moved closer to the majority of them, right? So as I moved, they all started like coming over and seeing me, and we started hanging out even more. So mind you, I'm like, hey, like I want to introduce you to my best friends from high school, like my friends from high school, so you know, like we can chill, we can like all chill together, because they're like going to be coming over, not like frequently, but like, you know, like often to see me and stuff, so like you guys can, you know, possibly be friends too. If not, cool. And she was like, yeah, like I'm down to meet them, but you know, when I get home I just be tired. And I'm like, yeah, like I'm not pressuring you into doing it, I'm just suggesting, so you know, if you ever want to hang out with all of us. And then she's like, yeah. And I was like, okay. And then after that, like I low-key never, like I think I brought it up once or twice more, and then she just was giving the same like meh attitude, like she like didn't want to, so I just dropped it. And I just kept it pushing. I was like, babes, you don't have to if you don't want to, like. And then as my friends started to come over, me and one of them was in the living room as we was going no contact, and they like and Rachel and her man walked in. I feel like I've gotten so deep into the story and just now using the nickname again. Rachel and her mans walked in, and mind you, at this point we're not talking, like we're still no contact, and I'm like, hey, and then my friend is like, oh hey, like good afternoon guys, or something like that. And then she's just there like, and I think her man said hey, and then they went upstairs. I was like, the fuck be wrong? Mind you, we did not, well, at least on my end, we did not stop talking on any, like, at first on any bad blood, like, it just went no contact because we did not see each other. The vibe was getting weird prior to us going no contact, in my opinion. Another time was, me and somebody was talking, and she came and then she saw both of us, looked us in the face, walked past us, grabbed something, went back to where she was coming from, and then as I clocked in to get on the floor, she looks at me and she's like, oh, when did you get here? And I'm like, 5 minutes ago, when you just walked straight past me and said nothing after I said hey. Don't judge me out, I couldn't find the brush and I was getting impatient. I still gave her the benefit of a doubt, and I was still, you know, I still had love for her, and I was just still like, you know, she's not doing it out of ill intent or nothing. We don't talk, cool, but she's not doing it out of spite, whatever the case is. To the point where like one of my best friends had to like basically yell at me. It was like, girl, put your big girl bloomers on, because they are doing it out of spite. They're being mean. They're not nice. And I was still giving the benefit of a doubt, because even though we stopped talking, it wasn't on bad terms or anything like that. And it's so crazy because it's like saying you need to start matching energy. Even my sister was telling me, because like I was telling her about the situation, and everybody was just telling me like, no. Because at a certain point in time, she had left the job because she had gotten a different job. So like they would ask like, how is she, like how's she doing? I'm like, I don't know, we don't see each other, we don't talk, we don't see each other. And they're like, don't you guys live together? I'm like, yeah, we do, but we don't see each other. They're like, that's weird, but okay. And I'm like, babes, let me try your hair down. It got to a point where Rachel and her mans will just be in their room and me and my roommate downstairs will not see them, not even like speak to them like that. It got to a point where it wasn't like really, it was no beef, it was no hostility, but we did not talk. We was basically like two strangers coexisting in a flat that we rented out from somebody else. That's how it felt. Like we never knew each other. So Rachel and her mans decided that they're going to move out, and they told our roommate downstairs, which later on relayed the message to me in person when we was talking. So I'm like, oh, okay. I mean, well, she already told me the plan of their moving situation and where they're going to go, but that plan I felt like had fall through, but that's none of my business. But they were going to move out from this apartment. So now me and my roommate had to find another roommate to replace Rachel. And I was telling my best friends, and my best friends were like, hey, I know this girl. We go to school, or like we used to go to school together. She's also looking for an apartment. She's a friend of mine. Do you want to see? I was like, girl, yes. Send her the deeds, tell her to text me, and we'll sort it out. So me and my now current roommate started talking and having conversations about her possibly moving in. So all she wanted was to see the room, right? Right. Mind you, these people don't talk to me. They don't communicate with me. They act like I kicked their puppy or something. But I was like, I can see, but we don't talk. The only person they talk to is my roommate downstairs. And anytime I either send a text or I say something to them in person, it's like... So I was like, let me see if they're going to answer or whatever the case is. I had set up a room viewing with Rachel's boyfriend to see the room, so the new roommate knows how big it is to move in, because I've been telling her that's the biggest room, because that's what they've been telling me. So I had mixed up my flight details and I couldn't be there to, you know, do the room viewing. So I just asked both of them, was like, hey, do you guys mind exchanging numbers and just doing that? They're like, yeah, cool. So they did that, and so she saw the room, and then she was like, okay, like, I'm going to move in, like, yeah, I like it. I feel like I can fit my stuff here. I also have a pet, if that's okay. I was like, yes, that's great. Rachel and her mans get up and decide to put a due date on their moving, and then told the roommate downstairs, and I think she had told her the same date, right? Or the same time frame, because that's when they told her that they would be out. It got to that time frame and they weren't out, babes. There was still a lot of things they had in there. So reasonably, she would want to bring some stuff here and come move it in. If by that time frame you give her, everything is going to be out. So she comes, everything is not out, actually. There's still a lot of stuff in. So she had to leave it downstairs. It got to a point where they kept on delaying it and pushing it back, to when my roommate downstairs now started to get fed up. Because she's like, you give me this time frame and then you're delaying it. Come the final day of them moving out, they only had a little tiny bit of things to move out. They finally, after them asking them continuously, like, hey, when are you guys going to come and like finish taking the stuff out, after them finally responding and coming that day, Rachel and her boyfriend told the roommate downstairs that, you know, like, don't touch it, maybe it's something valuable in there, like, we want to check for ourselves, so we'll handle it, right? Or at least the boyfriend said that. Anything was through the boyfriend. Same with me, anything was through the boyfriend. My roommate downstairs was frustrated because she was like, they keep pushing it back, they keep delaying it, like, they gave me this time frame and I feel so bad because I gave it to, you know, this girl and she's supposed to move in, and it's like, now what? We started talking and we started, you know, like, actually chatting because she was getting frustrated. And come to find out, y'all, half of this whole friendship that me and Rachel has been friends, she has been talking shit about me to my roommate downstairs.
Ain't that your friend? Ain't that your friend?
Yeah. Yeah. I was so, like, befuddled because half of these incidents that my roommate is telling me about, we were still friends. We were still cool. And I'm like, that is dumb crazy. Like, and I was like, okay, let's play spades for spades. This is what they've been saying about you. I almost didn't even want to move in because of the stuff they were saying about you and the other roommate. She was like, what are you talking about? And then I told her, she's like, what? She was like, wow. So we started debriefing, and then she had left, and then she had texted me. She's like, oh, why do I see them downstairs? And I'm like, oh, so they finally do decide to come. So after Rachel and her mans come, saw them outside, her mans comes up and he comes and grabs whatever's left in the room, and he does 2 trips. He goes one to, I guess, throw it out, and then another one to go grab some other thing. So I'm in the kitchen, I got my AirPods in, and I'm sitting on the stool waiting for my ramen noodles to boil. Or I think it was ramen noodles I was boiling. I was probably making rice, I don't know. And then I just see him like standing there still. So I'm like, he's like, well, Sia, you know, it was good while it lasted. It's been a good couple of months. I wish you all the best. It was good living with you. Da, da, da. And I was just there like, yeah, you too. It's been good. Same to you. And then he was like, yeah, you have a good one. I was like, you too. And then he left. The only time he spoke to me was very certain times when they were cleaning the bathroom, or when there was this incident happening with the sink, and he was trying to tell me that he told the group chat, but then come to find out that they have a separate group chat with my roommate downstairs in it.
You're fucking lying. Let me see.
He was just there like, oh yeah, like I told you, like this will be happening. And I was like, I'm not in that, babe. And he's like, right, type shit, my fault. Also, he said that he left, and I was texting my other roommate downstairs, and I was like, why did he just spoke to me? And then she's like, okay, like give me a minute, I'm about to like run to the store and I'm about to come back. So she comes back, and then I was telling her like, yeah, like why did he speak to me when he was leaving? It was like,
child. Anyway, so
because he was talking shit about you too along with her.
Yeah, right.
She's like, when she went, Rachel was at the bottom of the stairs, like both of them were, and then they ended up exiting. And then as they exit, they saw her and they said, hey, and then only he went up. Come to find out, remember I told you guys to remember about me buying my own toiletries? Comes to find out, why was this girl going to our roommate downstairs and complaining and talking about, oh yeah, like we think she's using our stuff and she's not restocking anything and she's using up all of our stuff. And I'm like, what? And it's so funny because I told my best friend and she was like, don't piss me off. And I was like, yeah, because wasn't it me and you that went to Aldi's and got everything in bulk and then left it out there for everybody to use, and everybody did use it? She was like, yeah. So what are they actually talking about? I was like, right. And not more than once or twice. And then I got the hint one time when I think the toothpaste was done and I was going to buy another one. But then I went into the bathroom and I see like this small travel size toothpaste. And I was like, who the fuck toothpaste is that? And then I got my toothpaste that I had, I think, in my room, and I started using it. And then after a few days, I saw that the travel size toothpaste moved from the counter because they thought I was using it, and then it went into the mirror. Like they were hiding it, and I took a picture and I sent it to my best friends. And I'm like, why do these people think I'm using their travel size toothpaste? And then that's when like my best friend and her mom gave me the idea to just like keep your toiletries in your room, bring it with you when you're going to toilet. And I'm like, cool, because these people are being weird. And then I heard that she also complained that my friends were always coming over, like constantly coming over. Oh, didn't you see she gave one of them a key? Mind you, me and her were friends at this time, and I asked her, hey, I'm thinking about giving one of my friends a key. Is it okay? She was like, yeah, it's okay, just let the roommate downstairs know, because since she's on the first floor. I was like, okay, cool. I let the roommate downstairs know, and she's like, okay, cool. And then you went, alright. The cherry on top of the cake. She and the roommate downstairs was not close like that at all. Like, they were cool, but they were not close like that. Also, my roommate downstairs did not know what was happening. All she knew that this girl was just coming to her and just kept on complaining and making statements that had nothing to do with her while she was trying to mind her business. And the crazy thing is, while we were talking about this, my roommate downstairs was like, I knew something was off when she told you that we couldn't have a pet. But she told me so many things that were like inaccurate or just like didn't really make any sense. And as I said, I didn't really question it because you've lived here longer than I did. And then it's like, why would you lead me astray? You're my friend. Like, why would you give me false information just cuz? You know, that's how I was thinking about it. And then I had to high-key like quickly snap out of it and go back into not really survival mood, but like now I had to act differently towards you because of what? I don't know. Till this day, anybody that I tell the story, they ask, what did you do to her? And I'm like, you would think I did something, right? Like, to this day, I don't know. She moves like I did something to her. I don't know. But all I gotta say is, I wish nobody anything but love. You do you, but do you over there away from me. Yeah, that's it. They moved out. My new roommate moved in. Like, honestly, ever since my new roommate moved in, it honestly feels like a home. Like, before, it just felt like a hostel. Like, 3 people just coexisting. Except for me and my roommate downstairs, because we'll see and talk to each other more. It's just like a whole different vibe. It now feels like more homey, and you know, it's just time to make new memories and move on from the past. Oh, I mentioned Monica for a reason, I forgot to say. So she Monica also found out that Rachel was saying stuff about her because, you know, the roommate downstairs is close to Monica. But yeah, after Monica heard that, Monica was like, yeah, you're weird. And then that's when, like, me and my roommate downstairs was like, I don't trust Libra bitches. That's it for this video. I hope you guys like this look today. I hope it's really giving Christmas. If it's not, I tried. I also attempted this look yesterday, and I promise it looks way better. I will put a picture here. Yeah, make sure that you give this video a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe or comment or something, you know. Give me a topic to talk about, a next story time, you know. Give me something tantalizing. No, I'm joking. I will see you guys next time. Bye, y'all.